Hi everyone, welcome. It's Monday night, 8 p.m. Eastern, so it's time for Stamping with Denise. Check my settings here, yep, okay. I'm so glad to see you tonight. Hope everyone had a great weekend. It's so nice that summer is finally here, don't you think? Here in Michigan, it was kind of a long winter and we had kind of a rainy spring, so I'm so glad that we have more summer-like weather. For those that don't know, I'm a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and most Monday evenings I come to you with a new project to share. And tonight I do have one for you. I'm going to show you a technique that's kind of been floating around on the internet. Maybe you've seen it but don't know how to do it, so I'm going to show you how to do it. But before that, I've got a little bit of housekeeping. First of all, please, if you like my video, share my video, comment, share down in the comments, and then your name will be entered in a drawing to win the project I'm working on tonight. If you're watching on YouTube, welcome. If you haven't done so already, please subscribe to my channel and then click that little blue bell and you'll be notified whenever I upload a new video, which is most every Monday night. So, last week we were together and I showed you how to make this shadow box card. See, it's 3D, it kind of stands, I think it's a super adorable card. And, like I was saying in my video last week, I think this would be perfect, like, to put a picture of a grandchild and a grandparent in and send them a cute little gift. I mean, what grandma and grandpa wouldn't like to get a picture of their grandchild in a really pretty card / frame, and it's super easy to make. So if you didn't watch that video, go back and watch that, and I think you'll like it. But because she come in and shared, and her name was drawn, this card's going to go out to Joan Ballinger. So Joan, I will get this out to you soon. Okay, I think that's all I have to say right now. Oh, I know what I wanted to say. If you're local to me in mid-Michigan, my June classes are going to be the 20th and the 21st, from noon to 2 either day, same class either day. So if you'd like to attend, please let me know and I will give you all the details. But an RSVP is a must because I have to cut paper for everybody. So with that being said, I'm going to switch my view down to my hands and we will get started on today's card. Okay, so this is the technique I'm going to show you. And I apologize, this big die cut I put on here somewhat obscures the technique I'm going to show you, but it's called a fault line card. And so I'm going to show you this, and we are going to get going here. I think you're going to be surprised at really how easy it was. I'd seen several of these online. I'm like, how did they do that? Those tears match perfectly. And so it kind of got the best of me, and I had to see how to do it. Okay, so I got to pull out my trimmer here. And let's see. Okay, I'm working, the cardstock I have today is called Pretty in Pink. It's one of the in colors. And this base is 4.5 by 9.5. Is it absolutely 9.5? Let's see, hold on. Just double check, make sure. Yes, it's already cut to 9.5, so we're good there. I know you can't see, I have a ruler down here at the bottom. So now we are going to score this card at 5.5. Okay, trust me, it's at 5.5, and we're going to just score it right here. Okay, that's all we need this for. Now you're gonna be like, but Denise, it's not equal. It's not even. What are we gonna do here? Well, that's okay. This piece is 9.5. I actually tried it using it, going the other direction on the cardstock and using the 8.5 inch dimension. If you're really careful, you can do it, but it's a little trickier. So the first time you do this, I would suggest doing it this way, okay? So this is 4.25 by 9.5, scored at 5.5. And so then we have a coordinating color of cardstock. And because I'm using this designer series paper, I picked, what is this one? Soft Seafoam to go with it, because I picked the color right out of the designer series paper. Okay, I'm kind of all over the place here. Let me backtrack here. So the base is 4.25 by 9.5, scored at 5.5. You need another piece of cardstock in the same color, and it's 4.25 by 5.5 minus just a little bit, and I'll talk to you about that when we get there. Then you're going to use a piece of designer series paper that's 4.25 by 4. Now I had meant for my stripes to run this direction, but you can see I cut it the wrong way. So we're going with horizontal stripes, which is what I did here, and it works fine. I had just wanted it to go the other direction, so I could have cut more, but I didn't want to waste it. And then the piece of coordinating, you can either use cardstock or designer series paper, but for this one I decided to use the cardstock. And again, like I said, this is soft Seafoam, and it's 4.25 by 3. Okay, now this designer series paper is from this great pack of paper called Wildflower Birthday. This was from the mini catalog that came out in January, but so far it is carried over. It's still available as an online exclusive. You won't find it in the catalog. So it's got some great images, some great designs, and it's a heavy paper. This page here has a lot of pre-made card bases already. Look at how simple that is. I like those cakes, birthday cakes. But what's special about this is it also comes with 2 sheets of die cuts. So you can see this was the die cut I used on my card here. Look, there's birthday cake. There's more of a wedding type cake. That's a birthday cake. We got flowers. We got balloons. So we're gonna pick from, and then lots of small flowers and leaves. Here's some cupcakes. I'm gonna keep this card kind of a generic. Right now in my mind, I think I'm gonna keep it kind of generic and just say celebrate like I did on this one. So I'm gonna try the balloons and see if it shows a little more of the technique off, but we'll get to that. We'll make that decision when we get there. I also could print out or punch out some flowers and stuff and make my own little bouquet, and I might do that on another card. Okay, but we'll proceed with this. So I'm going to set the larger or the smaller piece of cardstock of. Oh, these 2 pieces of cardstock need to be the same color, and you'll see why. I'm going to set those off to the side. Now I'm going to take the piece of coordinating cardstock and put it right here. I'm going to hold it right here, and literally we're going to start tearing. And we're just going to take it slow and easy. So we're tearing through both. I want to keep this straight, and sometimes when you're tearing it, can kind of move on you. See what I'm going to do? I'm going to do it this way. And you want to kind of go down here at an angle. It's not going exactly the way I wanted it to. But let's see here. Okay. We'll see how this turns out. I don't think any of these ever turn out exactly the same. They all look different. So the first thing we're going to do is we are going to adhere the 2 pieces here this soft seafoam to this pretty in pink. And I'm going to put my adhesive right here. Oops, helps if I take the cover off of my seal. Okay, so we are going to put this, you want to line up your sides. And I think that that is really good right there. And we're going to do the same thing right here. We're going to attach those two together. And it's much easier to put your adhesive on the piece that's in the back. That's what I find works best. Let's see, are my edges all? Yeah, see, this one's a little off, but I think it's going to be okay. Now, before I go any further, what I want to do is I want to kind of wrinkle up these edges here. And I haven't come up with a really good way to do this, but what I am going to do, I'm going to take this pointy tool here and kind of help pick it up for me. There we go. Okay. I had an alarm go off for something. I don't know. Okay. So I'm kind of wrinkling that up there. Make that kind of wrinkly. There we are. I'm going to do the same here. And I just find that this is a little bit easier to do when it's not attached to the card. Doesn't have to be too pretty, but just enough. Okay, there we go. Perfect. Now we are going to take our piece of Designer Series paper, and this is going to bridge this gap. Okay, so we're going to put this here. And then we are going to line this up with the bottom of the card, okay? Right there is how it's gonna go. So let me start out here. Now, if you want more of your Designer Series paper to show, and say you're already to this point, there's not enough show. You could take a little bit off the bottom, and then that would pull it down like this, but I am going to leave it the same. So I'm going to start out right here, and then I'm going to put a little bit over here, because it's hard to know exactly where that's going to land. Okay. To me, not that this is hard, but to me this is the hardest part about just getting all of this lined up here. There we go. Put that there. Then we'll put some adhesive here and there. Okay. I did one of these that was really cute for a mail card. It didn't have a sentiment on it. It turned out really nice. I used obviously different colors. Okay, there we go. Let me put this to kind of roll over there. And as you can see, none of these cards are going to turn out exactly the same. So, and that is almost, we're almost done, but as you can see, this is pretty flimsy. I'm sorry, I need to get back up on camera, I'm sorry. And you can see the back of this paper. So this is where this comes in handy. We're going to put it here, but I want to trim just the tiniest amount off of this 2 dimensions, okay? So it's just inside. And I love this little guillotine trimmer. It's perfect for getting the tiniest little pieces off. I wish Stampin' Up! Would bring that back out and sell it. It was a promotion, a joining promotion at one time, and demonstrators could buy it. And I'll tell you, I use it a lot. You've seen me use it before. Okay, so we're going to put that right on there. Put my adhesive on here. This is more adhesive than I usually use, but since we are bridging a couple of different areas, I want to make sure it's well adhered. Okay, I think I am going to start at the top because I can always trim the bottom, come on, off if I need to. Let's see here. Okay, there we go. There we go. I'm going to trim just a couple of little pieces off here that are hanging out. It's really tiny. You probably can't even see it on camera. Okay, perfect. There we are. So that is how you make the fault line card itself. Okay, now you can work on these a little more if you want to, you know, make them a little more curly, a little more interest. So now I'm going to bring over my die cut sheet again. And, you know, this one covered up a lot. But I'm wondering, I don't want to, like I said, I don't want to do a birthday. So I'm wondering about these balloons up here. There we go. It doesn't cut it up. It does not cover it up quite as much. And I could do it that way. Okay, let's see. Which way do I want to do this? I could do it here. And I'm going to use this Celebrate. The Celebrate is from the Blooming Phrases stamp set, and it's got this long line at the end. Celebrate. So if I stamped over here, I'd have this long line. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm off camera again. I'm going to have to fix that next time. Let's see, don't put it that way. Sometimes it's just a matter kind of figuring out. I like it that way. So I think I'm going to go ahead and just stamp Celebrate all across the bottom there. And for that I'm using Old Olive ink. And what I did was, that's what I used on the other card. I just pulled it out of the die cut. It has Old Olive in it. And it shows up nice on the pink. I played with a couple of colors, but this was the one I liked the best. So I really do like this stamp set. This will be a keeper for me. And that's all the stamping for this card that we have to do. Now something I'm seeing, I've got a little, I noticed when I was stamping, my edge here is not attached really good, so I'm going to just take a glue dot and I am going to put a couple of those in there just to hold that corner in place. I like this little technique because you can get these glue dots in little tiny places and attach the bottom. And you know what? I'll put one on that side too. Come on. There we are. Okay. So now we are going to put the balloons on. I think I'm going to put it this way. I want to let's see. I want to try to not put dimensionals on this curly part because that'll just raise it up too much. So let me see. I want a line from here to here to put dimensionals above that line about. So let's pull some of these. This is a big die cut, so we're going to use several dimensionals. There, that probably works well. I'm going to need a little bit of something right down here. Let's see here. Where's my scissors again? Usually I have edges that I can cut off, or take off, but I've used them all. So I'm gonna put this one right down here. Let's see where I'm at. I think I still ended up with dimensionals on the curly part. Oh well. It is what it is. I don't know if everybody noticed, but last week Stampin' Up! Released another, they updated the last chance list, okay? So you might want to look at the website and see what's on the list now. And so what that means on last chance is that items are available until they sell out, and once they sell out, they're not coming back. Okay, so we have the Celebrate on there. Now all we need is our embellishments. I think that looks nice. I am using the Iridescent foil gems, which I'm just about out of. I think I'm going to have to order some more. I like these because they're pretty neutral. So let's put one down here. We're going to put one up here. Where did I get that? I got a little glue off of one of these here. Ah, it was off of that one. Oh, it went, shh. Sometimes the adhesive comes off of the back of the little embellishments. So. And let's see. Let's see, let's put two of them up there. There we go. So I think we are good. So I hope you like this fault line card. And which card do you like better? Do you like the balloons or the flowers? Let me know down in the comments. And be sure and share my video, comment, share it, and maybe I'll be sending you the balloon card next week. So that's all I have for right now. Everybody, take care. Have a great week and happy stamping. Bye now.